This video is a walkthrough of the May 2019 Foundation Tier Paper 1. It's a non-calculator paper. Question 1 says, write 180 minutes in hours. Each hour is worth 60 minutes. An hour is the same as 60 minutes. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. So we need to know how many 60s make 180. So 180 divided by 60. And we can simplify this by dividing the top and bottom by 10. So 180 divided by 60 is the same as 18 divided by 6. And how many 6s go into 18? That's 3 6s. So 180 minutes is the same as 3 hours. Question 2. Write 0.73 as a percentage. So at the moment, this is a decimal. To change a decimal to a percentage, we need to multiply by 100. So it's 0.73 times 100. So 0.73 times 10 is 7.3, times 10 again is 73. So it's 73%. Question 3. Work out 10 times, and then in brackets, 3 plus 5. So the order of operations, which you can call BIDMAS or BODMAS, tells us that brackets come first. So we need to work out the thing inside the brackets before we do the other calculation. So 3 plus 5 is 8. So we can change the question to 10 times 8. So now we've only got one operation to do, 10 times 8, and that is 80. Question 4. Write down a prime number that is between 20 and 30. So a prime number has only got 2 factors. It's only in 2 times tables, the 1 and itself. So it's in the 1 times table and its own times table. It can only be divided by 2 numbers, 1 and itself. So between 20 and 30, all the even numbers are in the 2 times table. So let's just write down the odd numbers and then work out which ones are prime. So which of these are prime? So they're not prime if they're in any times table apart from the 1 times table and its own times table. So 21 is 3 times 7. So that's not prime. 23 is in no times tables apart from the 1 times table and the 23 times table. So 23 is prime. 25 is in the 5 times table. 27 is 3 times 9. And 29 is also prime. So we could answer this question with 23 or 29. Question 5. Find the number that is exactly halfway between 7 and 15. So we could do this by writing out 7 to 15. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and crossing off from both sides. And we'll get to 11. Another way of doing it would be to add 7 and 15, and then half the answer. So 7 and 15 make 22, and half of 22 is also 11. So halfway between 7 and 15 is 11. It's 4 more than 7 and 4 less than 15. Question 6. Harry is planning a holiday for 4 people for 7 days. So 4 people, 7 days. Here are the costs of the holiday for each person. So £150 on travel. The hotel is £50 for each day. So there are 7 days. And the spending money is £250. Work out the total cost for 4 people for 7 days. So for each person, we have this much. So let's work out 50 times 7 first. So 5 7s are 35. Add on the 0, 350. So for each person, we have 150 plus 350 plus 250. So this is for each person. So we've got 0 in the ones, 5, 5 and 5 in the tens, that's 15. So we'll carry the 1 over to the hundreds. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So it's £750 per person. And there are 4 people. So 750 times 4 will give us the answer. 4 zeros are 0, 4 5s are 20, and 4 7s are 28. So add on the 2, 30. So that's £3,000. Question 7. In Adam's garden, the flowers are only red, or white, or yellow, or blue. The chart shows the number of red flowers, the number of white flowers, and the number of yellow flowers. So it doesn't show the blue flowers. It shows the red, the white, and the yellow. The red, the white, and the yellow. The total number of flowers is 30. Work out the number of blue flowers. So we can read off the chart how many red, white, and yellow flowers there are. So the red, the line goes up to 8. So there are 8 red flowers. The white line goes up to 10. So there are 10 white flowers. And yellow goes up to, this is 5. So halfway between 4 and 6 is 5. There are 5 yellow flowers. So how many red, white, and yellow flowers do we have? So 8 and 5 make 13, plus 10 is 23. So if we add these up, we get 23. The total number of flowers is 30. So how many more do we need to get to 30? 30 take away 23 is 7. So there are 7 blue flowers. Write down the mode. The mode is the most common. So what's the most common colour of flower? So we've got 7 blue, 8 red, 10 white, and 5 yellow. So white is the most common. The most common colour of flower is white. Question 8. Write the following fractions in order of size. Start with the smallest fraction. The easiest way to compare fractions is to make the denominators the same. Make the bottom numbers the same. And we have 2, 3, 4, and 12 as our denominators. And they are all factors of 12. We can make them all 12 by multiplying them. So we've got 1/3 of a 3 on the bottom. To get that to 12, I can multiply it by 4. 3 4s make 12. And whatever I multiply the bottom by, I'm going to multiply the top by the same thing. Because that keeps the fraction equivalent. It keeps it the same. So 1 4 is 4. 3 4s are 12. So 1/3 is the same as 4 12s. Next we've got 3/4. We've got a 4 as the denominator and I can multiply that by 3 to make it 12. 4 times 3 is 12. And because I'm multiplying the bottom by 3, I multiply the top by 3. 3 3s are 9, 4 3s are 12. We've got 1/4 next, it's quarters again. So we multiply the bottom by 3 and the top by 3. 1 3 is 3, 4 3s are 12. 7 twelfths is already in twelfths, we don't have to change it. And we've got 1/2 next, so we've got a 2 on the bottom. To make it 12, we multiply by 6. 2 6s are 12, and we multiply the top by the same thing. So 1 6 is 6, 2 6s are 12. So now we've got all the denominators the same, we can order them easily. So the smallest is 3 twelfths. Then we've got 4 twelfths. Then 6 twelfths. 7 twelfths. 9 twelfths. So we can write these in order of size. So 1/4 was the smallest. And then 1/3. 1/2. 7 twelfths. And finally 3/4. Question 9. Ruth left her home at 9 AM and walked to the library. She got to the library at 10:30 AM and Ruth walked at a speed of 4 miles per hour. Work out the distance Ruth walked. So she left her home at 9 AM and she got there at 10:30. So how long is that? So 9 till 10 is 1 hour. And then 10 till 10:30 is half an hour, or 30 minutes. So 1 hour 30 minutes, that's how long it took. And the speed was 4 miles per hour. So mph, miles per hour. 4 miles per hour. And that means she walked 4 miles in every hour. Or in each hour, 4 miles in every hour. So she took 1 hour and half an hour. So if she can walk 4 miles in an hour, if she was walking 4 miles in an hour, that means it was 2 miles in half an hour. All right, 2 miles in 30 minutes. So 1 hour and 30 minutes. So in the first hour she walks 4 miles. In 30 minutes she walks 2 miles. So 4 plus 2 is 6 miles. Ruth got to the library at 10:30 AM. She stayed there for 50 minutes. Then she walked home. So 10:30 AM plus 50 minutes. And then she took 1 hour, 1¼ hours to walk home. At what time did she get home? So we need to add these up. 1 hour and a quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. So a quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. Half an hour is 30 minutes. A quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. So 10:30. She stayed there for 50 minutes. So it's 30 minutes until 11 o'clock. There are 60 minutes in every hour. And then 50 minutes is 30 minutes plus 20 minutes. So she left the library at 11:20. And it took her 1 hour and 15 minutes. So 1 hour, we'll get to 12:20. And then 15 minutes, 20 plus 15 is 35. So she got home at 12:35. Question 10. Solve t plus t plus t equals 12. So we need to find out what t is. So we've got 3 t's added together. So 3 lots of t. 3 times t equals 12. 3 times what number is 12? So 3 fours are 12. 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. So t is 4. Part B, solve x minus 2 equals 6. So what number take away 2 equals 6? If we plus 2 to both sides, we get x left on the left side equals 6 plus 2, which is 8. 8 take away 2 is 6. So x must be 8. 8 take away 2 is 6. X is 8. And part C, 6w plus 2 equals 20. So we're going to get rid of this plus 2 first. To get rid of a plus 2, we can take 2 away from both sides. So if I take 2 away from both sides, we're left with 6w equals 18. 6 times what makes 18? So divide both sides by 6. W is 3. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 is 20. W must be 3. Question 11. Work out 74 times 58. It doesn't matter which method you use for this. What matters is if you use a method and arrive at the right answer. So 74 times 58. 74 times 58. So 8 fours are 32. So 2 in the ones and carry 3 over. 8 sevens are 56. Plus the 3 makes 59. And then I'm going to multiply by 50. So I add a 0. Because I'm multiplying by 50, not 5. 5 fours are 20. So 0 and carry 2 over. 5 sevens are 35. Plus the 2 makes 37. So now adding these up, 2 and 0 makes 2. 9 and 0 makes 9. 5 and 7 is 12. So carry the 1 over. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So we have 4,292. Question 12. AB and BC are perpendicular lines. So AB, the line A to B, and B to C are perpendicular. That means they meet at a 90-degree angle. It's a right angle. Work out or find the value of x. So the whole angle is 90 degrees, and we've got two 25s in here. So two 25s make 50. So x must be 90, the whole angle, take away 50. 90 take away 50 is 40. So 25 and 40 and 25 make 90 degrees. Here's another question. RS and TU are parallel lines, and PQ is a straight line. An angle of 125 degrees is shown on the diagram. Write down the letter of one other angle of the size 125. Give a reason for your answer. So there's two different answers here. We can say B is 125 And the reason is opposite angles are equal. So we could say B because opposite angles are equal. Or we could also say D is 125. So it's a corresponding angle. They're called corresponding angles. So when you have two parallel lines and a line going through them, the angles it makes with one line are the same as the angles it makes with the other line. So these two red angles are the same ones, they're corresponding angles. In the same way that these two angles are corresponding angles, or these two angles are corresponding angles. So when it's the same angle on the other line, it's called corresponding angles, and they are equal. So corresponding angles are equal. Part B, or part II, explain why A plus B plus C equals 235 degrees. So A plus B plus C, that's all of this. Why is that 235 degrees? So the whole way around the circle, angles around the point, equals 360. So angles around the point add to 360 degrees. So 360 is the whole way round, and we've got 125 here. So 360 minus 125 is 235. So this bit here must be 235 degrees. Question 13. The length of a line is x centimeters. Write down an expression in terms of x for the length of the line in millimeters. So each 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So if it's 5 centimeters, it'll be 50 millimeters. If it's 7 centimeters, 70. So we're going to multiply by 10. So the length in centimeters times 10 is the length in millimeters. So we've got x times 10, which we write as 10x. Question 14. Work out 1/5 of 70. To work out 1/5, we divide by 5. So we've got 70 divided by 5. So 1/5 goes into 7. There are 2 left. And 5 goes into 24 times. So it's 14. Fiona has to work out the exact value of 48 divided by 1/2. She writes 48 divided by 1/2 equals 24. Fiona's reason is there are 2 halves in 1. That's true. There are 2 halves in 1. So there will be 24 halves in 48. That's not true. So if you have 48 cakes, how many half cakes can you have? You can't have 24 half cakes. You'll have twice as many. So she's halved instead of doubled. So instead of 24 halves, she has to double 48. So 48 doubled is 96. So there are 2 halves in every one. So there will be 96 halves in 48. So what is wrong with Fiona's reason? So she is halved instead of doubled, or she Fiona halved 48. She should have doubled. So there should be 96 halves in 48. Question 15. Write down the value of square root 64. Square root 64 means what number multiplies by itself to make 64. 8 times 8 is 64, so square root 64 is 8. Part B, work out the value of 5 cubed. 5 cubed means 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. Question 16. A. Expand 5 into 2m minus 3. So when we expand, we multiply the term outside the brackets by both the terms inside the brackets. 5 times 2m is 10m. And then 5 times a negative 3 is negative 15. Factorize is the opposite of expanding. So we're going to put it back into brackets. So we've got 3n plus 12. What's common to both 3n and 12? So what number can we take out of 3n and 12? They've both got a 3 in them. So we can take 3 outside the brackets. 3 times n makes 3n, and 3 times 4 makes 12. So we've got 3 times n, 3n, 3 times 4, 12. Question 17. Stuart throws a bias coin 10 times. He gets 7 tails. Maxine throws the same coin 50 times and gets 30 tails. Prasha is going to throw the same coin once. Whose results give a better estimate of the probability? So Maxine threw it more times, so her results should be a better estimate. So Maxine, and give a reason, it's because she threw it more times. Okay, use Stuart and Maxine's results to work out an estimate for the probability that Prasha will get tails. So in total, there were 37 tails, 30 for Maxine and 7 for Stuart, and in total there were 60 throws. So 37 out of 60 were tails. So that's our best estimate for the probability Prasha will get tails. 37/60ths. Question 18. The diagram shows a rectangular garden path. Wasim is going to cover the path with paving stones. Each paving stone is a square of side 30 centimeters. So it's 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. Each paving stone costs £2.50. Wasim has £220 to spend on paving stones. Show that he has enough money. So how many paving stones fit on this path? So 30 centimeters, how many fit up? So 120 divided by 30 is the same as 12 over 3, which is 4. So 4 tiles, 4 paving stones split up. And 600 divided by 30 is the same as 60 over 3, which is 20. So 20 fit across. So if we can have 20 across and 4 up, in total that's 20 times 4, which is 80 stones. And they cost £2.50 each. So it's 80 stones times £2.50. So let's do 2 80s. 2 80s will be 160. Half an 80. Half an 80 is 40. So that's £200. 80 times £2.50 is £200. So that's how much it costs. So he has enough money. So £200 is less than 220. So he has enough money. Question 19. Work out 2/3 take away 1/5. To add or subtract fractions, we need to make the denominators the same. So they're not the same at the moment, so we're going to make them the same. And so if we multiply 2/3 top and bottom by 5 and 1/5 top and bottom by 3, we can make them both 15ths. So 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 1 3 is 3, and 5 3s are 15. So 10 15ths, take away 3 15ths, 10 of something, take away 3 of something, is 7 of that something. And part B, work out 2/3 times 3/4. So to multiply fractions, we need to give our answer as a fraction in its simplest form. To multiply fractions, we times the top and times the bottom. 2 3s are 6, 3 4s are 12. So we've got 6 12ths, 6 and 12 are both in the 6 times table. 6 is 1 6 and 12 is 2 6s. So it's the same as 1/2. Question 20. Here are 2 squares, A and B. The length of the side of square A is 50%. It's half the length of the side of square B. Express the area of the shaded region of square A as a percentage of the area of square B. So we've got 2 squares. A, the length of A is half the length of B. So square A is 1/4 of square B. So the length is half as much. We could fit 4 square A's into square B. And the shaded area in A is half of one of these squares. So how much of the area of square B is shaded now? It's 1/8. It's half of 1/4. 1/8 is shaded. So what is that as a percentage? What is 1/8 as a percentage? So we can multiply it by 100. 1/8 times 100 is the same as 100 divided by 8. So we'll put 100 over 8, and we can half top and bottom. So 50 over 4, half it again, 25 over 2, and half of 25 is 12.5. So it's 12.5%. Question 21. There are 40 students in a class. Each student either walks to school, or cycles to school, or gets the bus to school. There are 22 girls in the class. 9 of the girls walk to school, 7 of the boys cycle to school, and 6 of the 10 students who get the bus are boys. So this is a two-way table. We can draw a two-way table for this. So we can either walk, cycle, or get the bus, and I'll put a total column. And we can either have a girl, a boy, and we'll have a total column. And I'll quickly draw some lines in here. So there are 40 in total, so the total must add up to 40. There are 22 girls, so there must be 40 minus 22, 18 boys. 9 of the girls walk to school, so girls walk 9. 7 boys cycle to school, so boy, cycle, 7. 6 of the 10 students who get the bus, so 10 students get the bus, 6 of them are boys, which means 4 must be girls. And we just need to fill in the extra information. We need the total number that walk. So for this, we can work out this number of girls that cycle. So 9 and 4 makes 13. How many more to get to 22? So 9 more. So the total that cycle is 9 plus 7, which is 16. And we've got 16 and 10 in the totals, so that's 26. How many more to get to 40? 14. So the answer is 14. The number of students that walk to school is 14. Okay, we've got a probability question. There are only blue cubes, red cubes, and yellow cubes. So we've got the probability of blue. The number of red is the same as yellow. So complete the table. So these two probabilities have to be the same. All the probabilities must add up to 1. So 1 minus 0.2 is 0.8. And because these are the same, if we half 0.8, we'll find out what both of them must be. So they have to add up to 0.8, and they have to be the same, so they're both 0.4. There are 12 blue cubes in a box. Work out the total number of cubes in the box. So there are 12 blue cubes, and the probability of getting a red is twice the probability of getting a blue. So there must be twice as many cubes. So 2 12s are 24, and there's the same number of red and yellow. So the total number of cubes is 12 plus 24 plus 24. So 2 plus 4 is 10. And then 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. So there are 60 cubes. Question 23. Dion needs 50 grams of sugar to make 15 biscuits. She also needs 3 times as much flour as sugar. So we may as well work this out. 3 50s is 150 grams. 2 times as much butter as sugar. 2 50s, that's 100 grams. Dion is going to make 60 biscuits. So this is for 15 biscuits. So to get to 60, we need to multiply by 4. 15 times 4 is 60. So for flour, it's 150 times 4. We can multiply all of the ingredients by 4 if we're going to make 60 biscuits. So 150 times 4. 15 times 4 is 60. Add on the 0, 600 grams. Dion has to buy all the butter she needs to make 60 biscuits. So how much butter does she need? 100 grams for 15 biscuits. So times that by 4, she needs 400 grams. So 100 grams times 4 equals 400 grams. She's buying the butter in 250 gram packs. How many packs does she need? So one's not enough. So one pack is 250 grams. 2 packs will be 500 grams, which will be enough. So she gets 2 packs. Question 24. Find the highest common factor of 72 and 90. So to do this, we can break our numbers down to their prime factors. So 72, we can say is 2 lots of 36, which is 2 18s, which is 2 9s, which is 3 3s. So 72 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. 90 is 2 times 45, which is 5 times 9, which again is 3 3s. So we've broken them down to prime factors, and we need to know the prime factors they share. So we do a Venn diagram. We have 72 and 90. So they both share a 2, a 3, and another 3. So that's what they share. 90 also has a 5, and 72 also has 2 2s. But what they share is this, 2 times 3 times 3. So the highest common factor is 2 times 3 times 3. 2 3s are 6, and then 6 times 3 is 18. So 18 is the highest common factor. 18 is the biggest number that you can divide 72 and 90 by. Both these numbers are in the 18 times table. Question 25. So we've got a plan. So this is the view from the top, looking down. The front elevation, the view from the front. And the side elevation, the view from the side. And we need to sketch the shape and give the dimensions. So we have a cylinder. So let's sketch it. Something like this. And we need to give the dimensions. So it's 4 centimeters wide. So I'll just draw that on anywhere. 4 centimeters. It's the diameter of the circle. And it's 5 centimeters tall. And that's our cylinder. That's our sketch of the solid shape. Question 26. So shape A can be transformed to shape B by reflection in the x-axis followed by a translation. So let's do a reflection in the x-axis and see what shape we've got. So this is the x-axis here. So each point on shape A will be the same distance away from the x-axis on the other side. So 2 away, 2 away, 2, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's our new shape. Let's draw it on. So then what's the translation from this shape to B? So if we pick the same point on both shapes, let's pick the top left corner. So the x first, how far have we got to move in the x direction? So it's backwards, so negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So negative 6, and then the y direction is down 1. So negative 1. So it's negative 6, negative 1. Question 27. A shop sells packs of black pens, packs of red pens, and packs of green pens. There are 2 pens in a pack for black pens, 5 pens in each pack of red, and 6 pens in each pack of green pens. On Monday, the number of packs of black pens sold to the number of packs of red pens sold to the number of packs of green pens sold was 7 to 3 to 4. A total of 212 pens were sold. Work out the number of green pens sold. So we've been given a ratio here for the number of packs sold, not the number of pens sold. So we need to change this ratio so it's for pens. So if the ratio of packs is 7 to 3 to 4, we can find the ratio for pens by multiplying these by the number of pens in each pack. So for black pens, we've got 7, and there are 2 pens in each pack. So 7 times 2 is 14. For red, we've got 3 packs and 5 pens in each pack. 5 3s are 15. And for green, 4 packs, 6 pens in each pack. 4 6s are 24. So now we've got a ratio for pens. The ratio of pens sold is 14 to 15 to 24. And that's black to red to green. So let's add up how many parts we've got. So 14 plus 15 plus 24. 4 plus 5 plus 4 is 13. 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. So we've got 53 parts, and we need to share the 212 equally between these 53 parts. So 212 divided by 53. So 200 divided by 50 is 4, and 12 divided by 3 is also 4. So this is 4. So each part is worth 4 pens. So for blue, for black even, we've got 14 4s. So double to 28, double again is 56. For red, 15 times 4 is 60. And for green, 24 times 4, so doubled is 48. Doubled again, 96. So the green pens, 96 green pens. Question 28. We've got 2 rectangles. We're told Q to R is 10 centimeters. B to C is the same as P to Q. So these 2 lengths are the same. The perimeter of ABCD is 26 centimeters. So let's just leave that there. So the perimeter is 26 centimeters, but P equals 26 centimeters. The area of PQRS is 45 centimeters squared. So we can work with this. Find the length of AB. To find the area of a rectangle, we times the length by the width. So this length here, PQ, times 10 equals 45. So if we divide by 10, we find out that PQ is 4.5 centimeters. And we know that BC is the same as PQ, so this is also 4.5 centimeters, and the two opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. So we've got two 4.5s, and then I'll call this L. So two 4.5s, 2 times 4.5, plus 2 L's equals 26. So two 4.5s and 2 L's is the perimeter of the shape. Two 4.5s are 9. So 9 plus 2L is 26. Take 9 away from both sides. 26 minus 9 is 17. And divide both sides by 2. That means AB is 17 over 2. So either 17 over 2 or 8.5 centimeters. Question 29. So the last question. Here's the graph of y equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. Write down the coordinates of the turning point. So here's a quadratic graph. The turning point is, well, where it turns. So the minimum point of the graph, the lowest point it gets to, and that's at 1, negative 4. So 1, negative 4. Use the graph to find the roots of the equation. X squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. So that's the same as the solutions, the answers to this, and it's where y is equal to 0. So y is equal to 0 here and here. You see, instead of y here, we've got a 0. So where y is equal to 0 is at when x is negative 1 and when x is 3. So where it crosses the axes, where it crosses the x-axis, they're called the roots. So they're at negative 1 and 3.